What's going on YouTube? Quentin here from Double Edge Games, and we're gonna get down with a new review series today. Usually I have the Is It Still Broken, where I take a broken PC port and see if the game is actually holding up better, and then also I do the regular Double Edge format where I give you positive and negatives on a game that's actually come out recently, and just to see if it's gonna be something you're interested in. And today we're gonna get down with something actually called Will It Be Worth It? And this is where I take a look at early access games on Steam's homepage and see, in the long run, will this game be worth your time? Because of course we all know early access games, you're going to expect bugs and glitches and poor optimization. But some early access games can actually be very promising and actually can lead up to an amazing title. And then some can just be complete dog shit. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's review. The game we're looking at today is called PLAYERUNKNOWN'S Battlegrounds, and this is a all-out battle royale last man standing game where you were dropped from actual airplane, I was gonna say helicopter, and you were dropped down into this big gigantic map where you were gonna have to hurry up and run into whatever little town is on the map or building and find whatever weapon you can, and you just survive and be the last one standing. Also, keep in mind, this game does not give you a tutorial or any information on what is going on. The only thing the game wants you to do is just flat out survive. So of course, this is an early access game. You are not going to expect perfect optimization. There's going to be bugs and glitches, and they give you a fair warning about that before you even start the game. But of course, how is this game going to hold up in the long run? So I'm going to give you guys the double edge format. I'm going to give you positives, and I'm going to give you negatives of the game. And then I'm going to give you at the end, how has the game been holding up? Does it have constant updates? Is the updates actually doing something? Or is the game just going to be one of those, other situations where it's complete dog shit? So one thing I really like about the game is the fact that they don't want you to focus on the fact that, oh, you're just playing a game and you're just trying to beat it. The one thing they want you to feel is that fear of, how am I going to survive wherever these people are, because you don't have a radar where if someone shoots, they pop up red and you can turn around and kill them. You have to literally use your ears. You hear where the gunshots are coming from, and no matter where people are on the map, because the map is huge, you can hear the gunshots yards, miles, whatever, how far it is away. And also, just because that map is that big, I was also worried about how are you going to get around from, town to town or wherever you may be. There are plenty of cars and dune buggies and bikes around where if you, stuck being on foot, you can find one of those cars and drive them somewhere to the next play area. And also on top of that, that's another thing, the play area. This map is gigantic, so it would be impossible if people were on far ends of the map to where they would never even meet up, and it would take them literally 5 minutes or even 7 minutes to get to each other. So what they do in the game is, no matter how many players are in the game, so if you start off with 100 and then you drop down to 50, they're going to start a play area, and they're going to say all players get to this play area, otherwise you're going to slowly die off. So you have to rush and get to the play area so you can actually survive. And then as time goes on and the players get lower, they shrink that play area, so it makes the game go by faster. So players are forced to duke it out instead of hiding like little punk bitches. Also, for this game to be in early access, I absolutely love the fact that the gunplay is actually pretty damn good. There are no automatic weapons in this game. Everything is single fired, so if you end up spraying your weapon, you're going to be inaccurate. So if you're able to place those shots perfectly, you're going to be able to take out your target. And then also, there are a good number of guns for this game to be so early in its development cycle, because a lot of different early access games don't have as much content as you think, but there are a ton of weapons that they throw on the map and a ton of variety of those weapons. So if you're one of those people who are lucky enough that can find a AK-47, or if you're good enough to find the UMP, or if you find you a good rifle, you're gonna be pretty much set for a while. And then also make sure you're managing out your items. I do love that about the game, that they make sure that if you're gonna be picking up items, you gotta have a backpack level 1, backpack level 2, so you can carry more items. But for right now, those are the only levels, because you really don't need to have all that stuff on your back. You're gonna look like that man Crunk from The Emperor's New Groove. And also, the very last thing that I like / recommend you don't do in the game, do not leave your mic on open. Leave it on push to talk, because this game, if you're in a certain area, let's say if you were in a certain town with another player, if you were just gibbering there off to yourself, or if they just hear you breathing, if your mic is on, they can hear that. So not only can they just hear you if you're in an area, you can either talk shit or you can even negotiate. Be like, hey, come out that building, otherwise I'm gonna spray you, or drop your items, then go drown yourself, otherwise I'm just gonna spray you down anyway. It just completely depends, but for me personally, I got a personal kick out of that. You ain't about to come up in this house though.
Dude, you're still alive.
Here.
Come on in this house.
I've been killing 2 people.
I don't care, bro. Come in this house. Yeah. Yeah, what's up, man? Oh shit! Hey, ain't you? Hey! Quit!
Let's go.
Oh shit!
Now we got the positives out the way. Let's actually switch gears and get into the negatives. And I'm not gonna hold back. This game has some negatives to it. And the first thing I'm gonna do is just show you a clip. Explain the physics. I ran this man over. Explain.
What happened?
I'm gonna show you. I recorded everything. Oh my god. I understand this is early access, but dude, what happens when someone drives a car into someone? What does it do?
Supposed to kill him?
You would think. I cannot tell you how upset I was that physics in this game, or just overall general fact that it's a gigantic car speeding at you and it did nothing. It really made me upset. And then also I was kept telling myself, oh, it's an early access, blah blah blah, give it a break. And then also other things were happening as well. The optimization is very, very piss poor, so it's really hit and miss. I mean, if you have one of those beastly ass builds, even if you have $1,000 build, you're still gonna be running into optimization issues. So I'm just saying, if I got an 8370 CPU and I have an R9 280 overclocked edition, so my graphics card is a little but I'm still able to play the game at least medium settings and still achieve 60 FPS. But there are those times where you'll be in the waiting area and you'll be at 30 frames, or some people can even have maybe even an i7 or an i5. I've even heard cases where people have, you know, damn near $2,000 builds and they're having optimization issues. But there are some fixes that you can find online so you can actually get the desired FPS that you want without making your game look like duty. And also, fair warning, this isn't something I don't like in the game, because there wasn't that much that I can find that I didn't like besides optimization, just because, you know, it's an early access, and just off the sheer fact that I tried to hit him with a car and it didn't work. But this game is a last man standing game mode. You do not respawn, you have to leave and find you another game, similar to something like Dead by Daylight, where if you die you can go back and find another match and whatever. So you're not going to be able to respawn in the game, so you literally have one life. So that's what actually makes it really key. It's not just, you know, you die and you respawn or whatever. So you would have to find a whole new game. But the good thing is the matchmaking is actually extremely fast, so you'll end up finding another game just like that. So with the positive and negatives out the way, let's get into the nitty gritty. Will this game be worth it down the line? Honestly, I think yes it will, because this is one of those games that even took over Twitch and it bumped out Overwatch from the top streaming list. And this game is just really entertaining, and it really gets fun when you can actually play it with friends. The game is a blast to play. Even when you play by yourself, the game is a blast. So honestly, the game has been getting updates constantly. I've only had it for maybe about a little over a week, and I've went through at least like 3 to 4 updates, so it's been pretty decent. Even though the updates may have been small, I see that they're constantly, you know, adding in different things and suggesting things and taking feedback. And honestly, my frames have been increasing, even though I went through an upgrade just now. But frames have been looking pretty good. I've been able to play at least on medium settings at a steady 60 at times, but like I said, they still got a long ways to go. There are a lot of issues, like when I drop out the helicopter and get into a certain area, my frames just and then they kick back up. So they got a long ways to go, but I see that they are taking the steps in the right direction. And like I said, hopefully this will not be a DayZ issue where they start out strong and then they just completely abandon it. So for right now, they're looking pretty strong. And if you're one of those people who want to hold off on it, if your PC isn't as good as you think, because I do have the system requirements listed on the screen, so if you feel like it may not be worth it for you, give it a few weeks, shit, give it a month and see if it's making some progress or whatever it could be. Then definitely go ahead and give it a shot. I would definitely recommend it. So that's pretty much it for this review. And I kind of had to force myself to do this review to tear me away from the game. So if you guys have any early access games that you would like for me to review, but they gotta be at least a little semi-recent. Like, I'm not gonna play DayZ. I'm not wasting my fucking money on that game. Hell no. So if you guys have an early access game you would like for me to try out, definitely leave it in the comments down below, and I can definitely get into a review of will it be worth it. So I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you really enjoyed it. So make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Shit, share it to your friends. Share it on your Facebook page, Twitter, whatever it may be. I would like to thank you guys for tuning in. This is Quinn from Double Edge Games, and peace out.